All right. What's going on, people? Welcome to the Bread and Hope Show. This is your boy, Bread. Hope it's here. I'm glad that you can join us. We're doing a little bit better on time. Yeah. Bring me that intro music, man. Yes, sir. I like it. Good job with that, Hope.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Takes me back to my house days when I used to play a lot of cover music. We was like a little cover band when I was in high school. And we would play a lot of living color. We would play a lot of Van Halen.
Yeah.
What else would we play, man? A lot of some Bon Jovi stuff.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Played Grateful Dead.
No Grateful Dead, but White Snake. We play some White Snake.
Yeah.
Yes sir, yes sir. And a whole lot Docking. What's another group? Def Leppard, one of my favorites.
Def Leppard.
So we played a lot of rock stuff, man. Back then, I was into heavy metal like big time. I think it was hair. They call it hair metal now, but I was into it big time back then, man. So I mean, we played everything, but that was my thing. Was rock music, heavy metal especially, and that was my specialty, and that was good stuff, man. Good stuff. How was the weekend, man?
Oh man, weekend was good, man. I mean, as always, I try to take some time out with the family, enjoy the family, and
yeah.
You
didn't get on everybody's nerve, did you?
No, not this time. Not this time. They didn't they didn't get tired of me, you know. But,
okay. Don't go to everybody's nerve. So.
Yeah. Got my garage. Got my garage. Got my garage opener fixed.
Yeah. That's a biggie. Yeah. That's a biggie right there. Definitely a biggie, man. So, want to thank everybody for joining the show. Bread and Hope Show. We've been doing this thing for a long time, and so we are based in Atlanta, Georgia, specifically in the Atlanta, Georgia, ATL. And we talk about sports primarily in the state of Georgia. But, wherever you're from, you tune in and let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods in terms of sports, whatever's hot in your community. That's how we do it here on the Bread and Hope Show. We speak on it. Hope, what you got, sir?
Yeah, I just want to thank the listeners for tuning in, as always. And as you said, we've been doing this thing for quite a while. So I always want to thank everybody for supporting the Bread and Hope Show. I also want to give a big shout out to the Enhanced Sports Show. Lou is in the house. Lou will be joining us later on to give some good commentary on the sports. And also you can visit our Facebook group page, Bread and Hope Facebook group. And if you like to be a part of what we got going on, just hit us up. We'll take care of you. Also, you can visit our website, www.sportsandbrews.com, where you can get real live sports and beer content. And yeah, man, let's get into it.
Great. And I'd be remiss, man. I mean, we're not living up on the rock. So the Democratic National Convention is going on this week. I watched both of them. I watched the Republican National Convention a couple weeks ago. And I also watching the DNC because this is what's hot right now. It's going on in the community. However you vote, just vote. Don't sit on your hands, guys. And so everybody does not have. Everybody can't vote. Everybody don't have it's a privilege. So take advantage of it, and however you vote, and do the right thing. Don't sit on your hands. But I, since the Olympics has been out, it's not a whole lot of sports going on. So we're gonna talk about preseason in a few minutes, man. And so this has been occupying my time, and so it's just interesting. It's one of our duties that we got to do. For me, I tell everybody the most important part about politics is local. It affects everything around you. I mean, it's fine to vote for the president and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, some of the most important elections that you will be part of are local elections. Who's your mayor? or who's your CEO, who's your councilman, because they're the people who are responsible for your trash getting picked up. The
Right.
taxes that you pay, the education, things that get built or do not get built in your community. That's everyday stuff. Utilities, infrastructure that gets built, repairing of roads, of local roads at least. And so a lot
Right.
of those things the president don't touch. Now they may have things that funnel down, but those things affect you directly. That's why you got to, just be in touch enough to know, well, hey, I like this guy or that guy or this lady or that lady, and I think they represent my interests the best. And so locally, get involved, find out who represents your interests the best, and vote. So, that's all I got on the political side. We talk about whatever's hot. That's hot, right? I'm quite sure we'll be talking about a little bit more in November, but that's all I got. So look, man. Let's talk a little boxing. Uh, the fight is back on again. With Paul and Tyson again. So it's so funny because on the showdown, the face off, and promoting the fight is so funny because Tyson doesn't even take it seriously.
Yeah.
They're just kind of, he's trying to hype it up, but it's like he's trying to hype it up. It's not like back in the day when he would, he's been in the gym, he's been, he's psyched up, he's ready, he's mentally ready to just rip somebody's head off.
Right.
Nah, man, he know what it is. It's an exhibition. He's just happy to be in shape the way he can do this, make him a little extra money for his business or businesses or whatever, and he's gonna have fun, and so he pushed the man and everything, but it's just kind of like it was all, you could all tell it's all kind of made up and
Yeah.
pre-rehearsed and discussed and all that kind of stuff in terms of what he was saying and how he was cracking smiles and everything, man, gripping and grinning. He was just kind of, oh man.
Well, we already know, it's all about, making some money, man.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, I don't really see anybody really trying to take them serious. I wasn't taking it serious. So
Mm-mm.
I just took it for what it was. It's a nice little exhibition fight, which I think they're trying
Yeah.
to make it a where they sanction it as a real fight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want another Rocky 3
yeah,
or was it no Rocky 4? Was it 3 or 4? It was Rocky 4.
4, yeah.
You're Rocky 4. You don't want you know keeping it real goes wrong and Apollo Creed dies in the ring. You don't
Right,
want that.
right.
It's as great as Mike Tyson was. Look, man, Father Time is undefeated. And he's doing this exhibition, man. But that's all it really should be, is just an exhibition, couple of rounds, get a little sparring session in. And that's it.
Right,
Everybody finish this thing healthy. That's what you want.
right.
So yeah. So there's another fight, Hobo, with uh what she got? Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What's going on with that fight? Who's he fighting, man?
He's fighting John Gotti Jr. They
Oh,
they had an exhibition fight, and some people claimed it was a little closer than what they had thought it was going to be. They felt like John Gotti got Floyd a little bit,
mm-hmm.
so it got all hyped up. So now, they saw the chance to cash in on this. So why not? So they're doing it again as an exhibition
Oh my
in
goodness.
Mexico. But Brad, you know how Floyd is a businessman, and he saw that people wanting to see it, they're willing to pay the money.
Yeah.
So why not? So I don't I, I don't see a whole lot from this fight.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I think it may be worse than the first one.
Ooh. Yeah.
I didn't see
Yeah.
anything from John Gotti that made me say, "Oh wow," he kind of he's a brawler, and he was just trying to go in and see if he can just, you know, bang up,
Yeah.
just go wild on Floyd. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you know how
Yeah.
it is. So
Yeah. 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 Floyd's not going to take a fight that he's going to lose.
No.
That's the bottom line. Florida's not gonna make a fight that he's gonna lose.
Right.
So that's kind of where we are. But I mean, if he keeps doing this, if he keeps it up, he's gonna lose eventually. For the time he's undefeated.
Well, that's true too. I mean, but I don't. I think if it make dollars, it makes sense, and I think that's why this. That's why this is. As a matter of fact, it's on DAZN, right? So you gotta have a DAZN subscription. And then of course you got to pay the DAZN paper. So so there, so it's one of those deals.
Yeah. So I'm these guys got to figure this thing out soon. Guys gonna have to figure this thing out soon in terms of
Well, I can go ahead and tell you
about the stream.
I can tell you I'm not paying for it. So
Well, I'm not gonna say a whole lot about it. So,
all righty then. Yeah.
So if I watch it, I will find a way to watch it.
I mean, if
not, then that means I didn't find it.
Well, like I said, if I can jailbreak it,
I'm gonna try to say all that. I'm trying to put my business out there. The same thing. I ain't trying to put my business out there.
I got. But we'll keep it moving on that one though. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But look, man, just real quickly, man, I don't know what the Braves are doing tonight against Philly. I know we beat Philadelphia, beat the Phillies yesterday 3-1. Excellent pitching performance. But the thing about the Braves, man, injuries have really stricken the Braves in the worst way.
Yeah.
It's really hit us in the worst way, man. And but Michael Harris III did come back. But the minute he came back, we lost Austin Riley for the season. Another solid hitter that we have that that he's gone, broken hand.
Right.
So we got key players. I think Ozzy's gonna be back in a couple of weeks, but Ozzy Albies out. Austin Riley out. Spencer Strider out. Ronald Acuna Jr. out. So all of these heavy hitters we got, man, are just out, man. I mean, and I hate it because Chris Sale is having he's having a Cy Young season. And I don't want to see that season get wasted. I mean, Braves are still in it. We're only 5 games behind Phillies out of all of that.
Yeah, they still in it. I mean, regardless, like you saying, the injuries and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't help us that we lost 6 straight couple weeks ago. That sucked, but But out of all the troubles, the Braves are kind of in the mix behind, and we're still up like 5 or 6 games ahead of the Mets. So I mean, we're in the mix. Second place in the East, and the Phillies don't look great either. So they look a little unstable. They've been hit by the injury bug a little bit. So that's where we are, man. The Braves are hanging in there. Sometimes they look awful. Sometimes they look promising, and they've been consistently inconsistent this season. Figure that one out.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, been consistently inconsistent, and that has not been great. And so it's been frustrating to watch a lot of games with the Braves this year. But shoot, man, what can you say, Hope? Sometimes it's like that, man. Sometimes it's like that. We just gotta roll with the punches, man.
Yeah.
Gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah, at this point, you just gotta roll.
Do you think the Braves are gonna make the postseason?
I think they'll get they'll make it to that play-in game. I can see that.
You will hope.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I got to look at the numbers, but they're right on the cusp. So I don't see why they would not. But here's the kicker, though. Here's the kicker. Yeah, they'll make it, but we already know what time it is. I mean, now unless something strange happens, they get hot. But
hot. Yeah, but that's baseball. Teams get hot in baseball. That's what they do.
I mean, think about it.
I
When you
mean, I
look
mean
at the
that.
Braves, back when the worst to first, who knows, man? I mean, they get hot at the right
Yeah,
time. Anything's possible. But I do think
yeah,
they,
yeah,
I mean, based on looking at the schedule, I do think they have a chance to, at least make it to a play-in game.
yeah. You will hope. I mean, you will hope, but things aren't looking too great for the Braves. I mean, they're tied with Philly 2-2 right now. Top of the eighth. Jimenez is in there pitching, and we got a stolen base from second to third. All right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, it's amazing that the Braves are above 500. How we've been playing all year, but you know, it's kind of it's kind of been this season, man. So go figure.
that's that's true.
A bit frustrating. Frustrating
I agree.
season there. Frustrating.
I agree.
But look, man, let's talk some football, man. College football. Week 0 is upon us. Okay, so that's upon us. We got that going on. So that directly affects us here in Georgia because we have a game. One of our home teams here, Georgia Tech, is playing Florida State.
That's a big,
In
yeah,
Ireland on
that's
Saturday night. Hope.
that's a big game. That's a big game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Huge game, man. So, we'll see. I mean, I'm hearing that Georgia Tech may be one of the sleepers, in the ACC.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I mean, that team plays with a lot of confidence, man. That's one of those games. I mean, it's going to be a good game. I think Georgia Tech going to make it interesting. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I think
Yeah,
they're going to make it interesting.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. I think the team left for Ireland this morning sometime.
Yeah,
And so they spent a couple of days there, get a practice in, get acclimated to the weather, and get it going pretty quickly there. So we really look forward to seeing Florida State's trying to rebound. They had a good season last year until the last game. That's their fault. But well, some of their fault, mostly Georgia's fault. But how it ended. But for the most part, everybody knows the type of season that they had. And both Florida State and the Georgia Bulldogs ended up playing in the Pity Bowl. Because it was the CFP didn't choose Georgia. Georgia only lost one game, which was the championship game. But that one game that they lost in the SEC championship, they felt that Alabama was the better team down the stretch. And since Texas beat Alabama, they wanted to put them in there. Both of them had only had one win, and so the committee screwed the pooch on both of those teams. Neither Texas or Alabama should have made the CFP that year. Both of them lost. Georgia and Georgia. Go ahead and put Florida State in there, even though the quarterback was hurt. That defense was still tough. But at any rate, not to rehash spilled milk, can't do anything about it now. Based on we have a much better system than we've ever had in college football. Coming up, 12-team playoff. Let the guys settle it on the field. Now I'm fine with the CFP committee choosing who makes it in. It's kind of easy for them to do. It's hard not to get at least 5 or 6 teams or half of them that are deserving, and the other half, pretty good matchups. So committee can't screw this one up. For once, we have a system to where the guys can actually earn their way to play in a tournament for a real playoff and to go ahead and really win. I mean, it was a +1 that we've had with the CFP. I like the CFP was an improvement based on what we had in the past, but it was still flawed as we saw what it was last year when they didn't let Georgia and Florida State in, and then Florida State just like, well, season's over. This game means nothing. Who cares about an Orange Bowl? Well, Georgia didn't get the memo. So they played everybody. They did not get the memo. They played everybody except for maybe, I don't know, did Brock Bowers play that game?
Oh, I don't think he played that game.
I don't think Brock played that game,
Yeah,
but
he didn't play that
everybody
one.
else played that game, and it really didn't matter because it was just a massacre.
Right.
And if you think about it, man, Georgia has had massacres in except for one in all of their last games. With the exception of the Alabama championship game where we beat Alabama, but we did put 33 on the board against Alabama.
Yeah.
Which is 33 points against Alabama. Nick Saban, Alabama is unheard of.
Yeah, that's true.
And Georgia found a way to make that happen. But after that, Georgia's been averaging 60 points per game, whether it be a championship or a regular bowl game. Georgia's last game has been their very best game. So there's that.
Yeah,
So
you're
take
right,
that
though.
for what it's worth. So, but yeah, getting back to Florida State, quarterback's gone. They got a new quarterback. I forgot who's quarterback for them. I got to check that out. Definitely we want to see what's going on there and check out the home team. I mean, we're Georgia fans, big time Georgia fans for years, but ain't no hate on Georgia Tech, man. I mean, not from us.
Right.
Obviously we if you got to pick between the two, we Bulldog fans, but Georgia Tech versus Florida State, we hope that Georgia Tech wins. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what Lou got to say about that.
Let's bring Lou in on this college football talk. See what he got. There he is.
Hey,
I wasn't
Lou.
here.
How you doing, Lou?
College football, week 0. But that's kind of a stupid name. Week 0. Come on, that's insulting.
Yeah.
Week 0.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got to meet him.
But they need something.
What's that supposed to mean? Preseason?
I
mean, you have a good matchup too. Georgia. Florida State, and that's gonna be a very good matchup.
Yeah.
So because this is supposed to be the week where they had the so-called, if you'll pardon me, the cupcake or the free puff games, but this is far from that.
Far from that, Lou.
Yeah.
Far from that. Far from that. So, and you make a good point, man. I mean, it should be a good game. I think the spread is Florida State by 10.5. 10.5. Over and under is 55. The over 55. And I think, yeah, man. So, it's 12 o'clock.
I know it's going to be a blowout.
Noon game. No, it's not going to be a blowout. Florida State is number 10. Coming in this thing because I think they're still going to have a pretty good defense, pretty good talented team. The recruitment is very strong at Florida State, but the recruitment is good at Georgia Tech too. They picked up, I think Georgia Tech picked up a 4-star offensive lineman that he was heavily recruited by Georgia and Alabama and Ohio State, and but he decided to go to Georgia Tech. Yeah, man. He decided to go to Georgia Tech. So we'll see. We look forward to this game, guys.
I do too.
We really do, man. So
I'm looking forward to it.
So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if it's an upset. Well, this game is a lot closer. I think also.
Let me think of this for a minute here. Let me think of this for a second here. As we go to the game on Saturday. So the way I see it, this can go either way because I know Georgia Tech is tough at home.
Yeah.
But Florida State's no slouch either. So I don't think it's going to be a blowout whatsoever. I mean, I think Florida State's going to win, but it's going to be a lot closer than what people think. Georgia Tech is very good at home. They're going to put a solid defense against Florida State. But I think the Seminoles are going to win by a field goal.
Yeah, I can agree with that, Lou. I agree with that. Yeah.
I'm glad somebody does because most people think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Well, if they are, then guess what? Bite me. Never mind. They probably would.
I think that I agree with the 3 points. I'll take Florida State by 3 in this one. I'll take them by 3 in this one. So yeah. What else we got? Here in Atlanta we have the MEAC versus the SWAC challenge. They do that every year. So they take a team out of the SWAC, and it's really a band thing, really, guys. But I mean, football game is, it'll be okay. HBCU schools, it's going to be packed against, it'll be Norfolk State out of Norfolk, Virginia against Florida A&M. We call them FAMU around here. FAMU, everybody knows about the band program at FAMU, one of the greatest bands you will ever see. If you don't know about them, Google them. They are awesome. They're absolutely awesome.
Well, isn't there one game in the college football season that has like a battle of the bands? GA Southern versus Grumbling, right?
Southern versus Grambling. Southern and Grambling. Yep, every year around Thanksgiving. Yep.
Yeah.
Grambling. Well, if you're from Southern, you call them Grumbling. So that's a rival game. They call them Grumbling if you're from Southern.
Yeah, because I've heard about the rivalry over the years. So Grambling is one of Grumbling.
Yep. So that's a big good
NBC,
call, Lou.
NBC
That's a
used to have
rivalry.
every year. NBC used to have every year when I was young.
Yeah, they still got it. It still comes on that Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend. So it comes on NBC. Yep, they still got it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they still have it. So that's good. And not to be slept on, all of the band heads know about Norfolk State, out of Norfolk, Virginia. Very, very good band program, very solid, very respectable. And a lot of what they do, their style is straight out of the old school Big Ten. Old school Big Ten stuff. So that's where they get their style from. So we look forward to that. I'll probably be at that game this weekend or not if I don't get a ticket sometime tonight. If I don't get my ticket, I won't be there. But I'll try and get that tonight. Sometime. So we'll see how that.
If you turns out. Show.
Oh yeah, definitely, Lou. Definitely. So I definitely have something to do. That will be fun on Saturday, one way or the other. And so that's going on for college football. Next weekend is going to be a real weekend for college football, guys. And we really gotta talk a little bit about this. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Say that again, Lou.
I'm ready for Saturday anyway. I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think you ready.
And I don't know, did Delaware State ever make it to Hawaii? They missed their trip. They missed their plane. So I don't know if they made it to Hawaii. But that's not a good look, guys.
If you miss your plane, it's not good luck. How stupid are you?
It's not. I mean, the whole team lost. The whole team got left in Delaware. So I guess they eventually made it.
What we doing in Delaware?
Game's not till Saturday. Well, yeah, not good, man. So look, guys. Next Thursday, the college football really starts officially a slate of games next Thursday, which will be interesting. I mean, a lot of Thursday night football and some Friday night football, and you have your regular Saturday night or your Saturday games next week. And of course, you're gonna have your Georgia and Clemson. You have a Sunday game, which is USC and LSU. Both teams are ranked. USC, their first year in the Big Ten, number 23. And 7:30 night game. You got to take LSU in a night game. 7:30 game at LSU.
But I don't get it. You got two West Coast teams going to the Big Ten. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
How stupid.
It's the money. That's why It's the money. That's why it makes sense. It's the money. And
Yeah,
you know,
but
Big Ten is the richest conference.
The process. I mean, really.
Well, I think where they're going to end up. I agree, but I think what's going to end up doing. They're going to end up doing is realigning the conferences. I think they're going to do a realignment. You know, the Big Ten is going to always be Big Ten, but I think they're just going to realign it in such a way to where you're going to have your West Coast teams basically play West Coast,
Right?
Close, Nebraska, and then your other teams are going to play each other.
That's better.
And then logistically it makes sense. Yeah,
because you destroyed a whole conference with your new plan. I mean, there's no more Big 12. We don't have a Big East anymore. That's now become the AC, or what do you want to call it?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
The Pac-12 is another Pac-2.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
It's a mess, man. It's a mess.
You're destroying college football this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially college football that we grew up on, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. So they I think make it make sense. Do the realignment, and that's the way it makes sense. But guys, we got a whole slate of games next week. I mean, Thursday's games are going to start at 6 and go all the way up until 10 o'clock at night up on the West Coast. You're going to have Colorado. It's coming up. Colorado is going to be playing North Dakota State.
Yeah, that might be an interesting game.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people are saying the same thing, Lou, but we'll see, man. I don't know why, but I think I don't think Colorado should have any problems, But
Colorado State.
Yes.
Colorado's a different story.
Yeah, I got
That's
you.
Colorado. That's Colorado.
Colorado.
Okay, that's not going to be so different. It was Colorado State, more likely that would be. But if it's Colorado, because that's a pretty good football school right there. So I'll give you that.
Yep. So, so all of those games are coming up, guys. Yeah, this game will be at Colorado. It's North Dakota State at Colorado. That game's it's gonna be an 8:00 game on next Thursday night. Everybody will be tuned in after work. Everybody will be tuned in at that game. Trust me.
I got streaming. I can watch it.
And you're gonna yeah. You don't have to stream. It's gonna be on ESPN.
Okay, but I got streaming anyway, so I can get all. So I can get.
Oh yeah, you're getting it. Yeah. Yep.
Suckers.
So you'll be watching that. Everybody's gonna be watching that.
Well, I'm probably watching the Rutgers game though.
Rutgers will be playing Howard, HBCU out of DC.
Yeah.
And so.
But you know what? Nobody's ever gonna hold that. Nobody's ever gonna hold that guy Howard. Nobody answers him.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the guy Howard. I really do.
Poor
Howard.
Howard's going to be hurting going to Rutgers. He's going to be at Rutgers.
I feel sorry for Howard. I feel sorry for Howard's family. I feel sorry for his girlfriend. I mean, poor Howard.
Well, the band may be okay, but but everybody else is going to be hurting in Jersey that day. So you got North Carolina A&T going against Wake Forest. That's a North Carolina game next Thursday.
That's basketball. The best basketball country.
Yeah, another North Carolina thing there. You have a lot of Central Connecticut, Central Michigan kind of stuff. Nobody's watching that unless you finish that school. Now you got. Yeah. I mean, I'm not there. You'll be watching. Now, the interesting game.
I know somebody who went to Central Michigan. I do a show with them, so I got kind of some slack.
Cut him some slack, man. You have, and that game's gonna be on ESPN Plus.
I can get that game.
Yep, you got Missouri number 11. Keep your eye on Missouri, guys. They're number 11 against Murray State. Keep your eyes on that.
Missouri always, that's a team to keep your eye on. I agree with you.
Keep your eye on Missouri, guys.
Basketball.
Yeah, that way football now. They got a pretty good, strong defense. Very good defense. pretty good quarterback. Yeah, pretty good quarterback. And everybody else is everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have what's the last one I want to talk about? I think that's it for the Thursday games. Everybody else is just kind of ho-hum matchups. Not a whole lot of good ones. You got TCU that's going to Stanford, but Stanford sucks.
Yeah.
So no expectations there.
Yeah.
And everybody, all the main games that are coming up next week, we'll talk about them again. But you got Georgia going against Clemson, which is going to be a lot tougher than people think, in my opinion. The worst part about that game for Georgia is you're going to have a hungry Clemson, but the worst part about that for Georgia is a 12 o'clock game in Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. And if you know Georgia fans, man, nobody wants to go to a 12 o'clock game. I mean, how do you do that to the number one team in the country?
Yeah.
Why would you?
A 12 o'clock game against Clemson?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It looks like that would have been a later game.
Well, fellas, I got two more
four
games here. You might think of interest. Well, one maybe, but because sort of like a bragging rights battle, Utah versus Southern Utah. So that could be.
I did see that. Yeah.
That actually, you're right. That is going to be interesting.
And just for laughs, Kansas versus Lindenwood.
Yeah, that's definitely a laugh game, no doubt about that.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
There's one ranked game on Friday.
Yep. There's you got a couple. I mean, you got a chance to see. Friday. Yeah, you got Oklahoma.
Yeah,
they'll be playing Temple. Yeah.
Good basketball school, good baseball school, but football, they are horrible.
Yeah, they are greatly overrated in the Big 12. Now they're going into the SEC, and they really gonna catch pure hell in the SEC. They really will. Sorry, that's kind of what it is. Yeah, they gonna catch it in the SEC for real.
Man, it's gonna be very interesting though with them in Texas in the SEC. Good grief! Just when we thought, I mean, damn.
I think Texas is gonna do pretty well in the SEC. I think so. I do.
Now, I'm gonna get some good games on ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Oh, Georgia Tech's playing Georgia State next week.
Yeah.
That's gonna be that's gonna be an interesting game.
That's gonna be interesting, man. Georgia State's recruitment's gotten better.
Yeah, it has. Yeah,
it got a little bit better, man. So look, guys, we're gonna talk a little bit more college football, definitely. Week 1. And our show is at a perfect time, next Wednesday, and the game start on Thursday. So we get a chance to kind of do a little bit more deep dive into that next week. Look, the Falcons, Ravens, we lost a close one to the Ravens, but I don't think, wins and losses, that's kind of relative.
That's preseason though, so
it's kind of relative. So it's you want to see what your team can do to win a game because it's a situation that you're pretty much playing, third, fourth stringers, down the line. And so, the expectations is just kind of, and I'll just be real quick about it, guys. The good part about that game with the Falcons, the Falcons lose that game 13-12. But the good part about it for the Falcons was the defense. I think the defense was strong. They were solid. They were getting after it through the entire game. That's something that, we're kind of we haven't seen that out of the Falcons for a long time. And I think that stems from the starters that have kind of, flowed downhill to the other guys trying to make the team. The bad part is that Penix Jr. didn't start. I'm gonna let Hobart talk about that one in about 10 seconds. I'm gonna let Hobart talk about that in about 15
it's
seconds.
kind of a waste. He's not even going to play much in the regular season if he does at all. It's kind of a waste.
Yeah, it is.
So,
it is, Lou.
Yeah.
And let me get one more in, and then I'm gonna let y'all have the floor, man. Good, bad, and ugly. And the ugly of that game is Koo misses multiple field goals in this game. Multiple field goals. If he made at least one of those field goals, Falcons would have won. So I don't know what's going on with Koo. But this is why starters need to start the game. So if you need to get kinks out of it, this is why starters is for preseason. Not get the kinks out of it, because when game 1 starts, game 2, the regular season, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So Hope and Lou, what you guys got on starters, man, not playing? And Penix Jr. didn't start, and he will not be starting.
I'll let Lou go on that one first.
Well, I'm not even going to use that much. So, like I said, it's kind of a waste. So I think you should get rid of him now. I mean, even getting, high ranked in the draft number 9, I think was a little bit too high anyway. So this could be a big mistake. Why would you draft him so high if you're not even going to use him?
Right. Lou is damn right. I agree. My same sentiments.
Yeah.
I think you gotta, and Brad and I, we talked about this, Lou, but the thing about it is that you gotta get reps. I mean, it's preseason. We're not talking about, we're not talking about playing the whole game or nothing like that, but there is a difference between practice and a game time game. The speed of the game. You have the speed in practice is halfway. Game time is not quite, but at least it's a little bit more intense. And then, of course, you know what time it is in the season. So I just was very surprised that Penix didn't get any play time. Now, Brett and I, we did have, like I said, we have some discussion about it. Now, one thing possibly, just maybe, is that kind of came into our thinking on this is where maybe Kirk Cousins maybe not ready for the first game. Maybe they think Penix may start. Who knows? I mean, we just coming with a theory, but who knows? Maybe Kirk is just not 100%. That's the only way I can really see why he's not getting any meaningful reps in preseason.
Yeah, well, I think that may be part of it. I think the other part of it, I think Raheem Morris, Coach Ra, like many coaches in the NFL, hate preseason with a passion. They get the majority of their workout with the team during practice. They have situational football, a lot more intense, 1s on 1s, 2s on 2s, 1s on 2s, in practice. And so it's just that the camera's not out there for us to see it. So that's when they get it in. That's when they get the calisthenics in. That's when they get the situational stuff. And so Coach Ross sees what he needs to see. Penix plays in the practice. He plays with mostly the 2s. He played with the 1s a little bit last week. Same thing goes for Kirk Cousins. He got his workout in. And so the other guys don't play as much in the practice. They get all their play time doing preseason games. Coaches hate it because guess what? We lost Trice, which is our number 3 pick out of Washington, to a non-contact injury on a sloppy field in Miami during our first preseason game. Same game, we lost Helms, another starter on defense that we planned for him getting some decent playing time. Coach was like, that's all I need to see. That's all I need to see. I'm not putting my guys in there to get hurt. And those were non-contact injuries. And but at the same token, Moore got hurt too. One of our new receivers, we can't even use it. I think he got hurt on a non-contact in practice. So I mean, players can get hurt anywhere. But coaches are different. The game is different. Practices are held differently. They can't run them like they used to. And so it's like, look, I'm going to get what I need out of these practice sessions. And plus, when the preseason game is over on Friday, Saturday, or this weekend, they're going to continue to practice and have intense practices go on. I think coaches get a lot out of the games that they play. What do you call them? The joint practices is what they call them.
Yeah.
So they get a lot out of those too. So that's where they get it in with the ones. The bad thing about it it's good for the football team, but it's bad for the fans because we don't get a chance to see it.
But the thing, I mean, and I get all that what you said, Brett. But at the end of the day, you got to get the reps. I mean, it's nothing that can replace, if anything, in preseason. Hell, Patrick Mahomes, he's out there playing. I mean, damn. So, and if you think about it, if you really think about it, when the game, when the season starts, and Lou know this, when the season starts, the speed of everything is different. And you gotta come with it, man. And it's unfortunate that the Falcons gonna have to shake it off there, shake it off in the beginning in their first game because they haven't really, they just hadn't really had any good reps in preseason at all.
Yeah,
so that's my concern.
Yeah.
I just think you gotta take it when the opportunity is there. You gotta take advantage of it. You shouldn't. I mean, I understand you're trying to protect, but we talked about it. If an injury is going to happen, it's going to happen. But you can't be overly protective. I mean, damn. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I agree. I see where you're coming from, but I think that it's a trend from NFL coaches right now. And Coach Raheem is not the only coach that's coaching that way. Now, Kansas City ain't coaching that way. They playing they starters for a quarter. They beat now they're gonna score 2 quick touchdowns and keep it moving. I mean, you saw Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and all the starters going in there making highlights during preseason and sat down. That's what we want to see here in Atlanta, and that's what a lot of other fans want to see that haven't been seeing their favorite players and their starters at least warm up, game time situation. But that's not the trend. The trend is what you see in Atlanta is we're not the only team doing that. So what you're going to see is a lot of teams. What we've seen in the past couple of years is a lot of teams between week 1 through 4 is going to start slow. And we said this last year and a couple of years on the show that man, it's going to take us 4 years to get into the groove. Boy, we played a sloppy game with hell. The team across the ball playing sloppy too. And so we watch it, you paying good money for real season workout for a sloppy game to see your team because they're not ready. And that's frustrating. If you spend your hard-earned money, you see your favorite team play, your favorite players play, but they out there playing sloppy, spending $200-300 for a ticket, and they playing sloppy because they're not ready for real game time. And that's the part of it that's disenfranchising for me as a fan. And so at least I want to see him, out there for a quarter or a series. Hell, play a series. Just so I see them, see what they look like. And that's it. That's all we're saying as fans in terms of wanting to see our team play. What's going on up there with the Jets in New York, Lou? I know Aaron Rodgers is probably not. He's not playing either.
No. And I don't think he's even ready for the season, to be honest with you.
See, we're saying the same thing.
Well, yeah.
See, so Luke just made a valid point because we're saying the same thing in Atlanta with Kirk Cousins. We really don't know if Kirk Cousins is really ready for game 1. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But, all signs are pointing towards Michael Penix, because you picked him number 1 at number 8, and you're treating him, and he played a season. He played at least he played a half in the first preseason game. He got something in.
Right.
At least you can say that, and he looked pretty decent. But if you ask me, it looks like they get Penix ready to start for game 1, and and Kirk Cousins is not all the way ready yet. I don't know. I could be wrong. I hope that I'm wrong.
I don't think you're
But
wrong. I don't think you're wrong. I honestly don't think you're wrong. I wouldn't be surprised Michael Penix is starting week 1. I really wouldn't. I don't think Kirk Cousins is ready, but I could be wrong. But I don't think he's ready, man.
yeah, I don't think he is either. Yeah,
No.
I don't think he is.
Which is a shame, but
Yeah, I don't think he's ready.
yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll get it in. So, but I think the defense for the Falcons. I think we're deep this year. I think we look good. I like the pickups that we got. Simmons and Matt Judon. I thought those were excellent pickups. I don't think I've ever seen the Falcons come up like that ever in an off-season move. You pick up 2 Pro Bowlers, 2 legit Pro Bowl defenders, defenders, and hey, there you go.
Yeah, too legit.
Too legit to quit.
Sorry.
Don't. But it's
come on,
it's
you
great.
guys doing what's going on with that. Come on. Come on, 7 years on the show. Come on.
Yeah. I give you that. I give you that one, Lou. I give you that one. I give you that.
Okay.
So
sorry, folks. I couldn't resist.
No. We expect it. We look forward to it.
Well, put this way, otherwise you gotta pray. We've got to pray just to make it to. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's going too far.
Oh, that one too. That one too. Man, somebody's in the hammer time.
It's amazing how it lasted this long.
Yeah. I tell you, it's amazing. But yeah, it's good stuff, dude. That's good stuff, man. I think that Simmons is an excellent pickup because everybody knew that Denver wasn't going to be able to keep him due to a salary cap hit.
Of course.
But the word on the street about a week before he got here was that he was coming to Atlanta. Word on the street is that this guy could be coming to Atlanta, and next thing you know, he was seen down. Everybody sees everybody. You can't hide in Atlanta. And so if you're going out and they went to Chops, it was Chops. I thought it was Hal's or Chops. No, it was Chops. Big time Spencer restaurant here in the A, man. It's a whole lot of other big time restaurants around the area, White Claw or whatever you want, cigar rooms, all that kind of stuff. Big time rollers. And they wined and dined and graded. Who was it? Graded Jarrett, Coach Raheem, Terry Fontenot, and somebody else, man. We had all our heavy hitters at that game. Jesse Bates.
Yeah, Jesse Bates.
We had all our big time hitters at that meal, man. And they brought the whips out. And it's like, look, man, this is how we do it in the A. He's like, oh, okay. Okay. So I look forward to seeing our defense this year. In addition to the offense, it's obvious you want to see the offense of all the weapons that we have, but defense, I really want to see the defense. I think they're going to perform well. I'm nervous about Young Wei Coop.
I'm nervous about him too.
We're gonna need his leg this year. That's special teams, guys. We're gonna need that. He did make a good tackle though. I think it might have been game 1. He made a pretty good tackle on the kickoff.
Right.
But I need him making field goals, man. Field goals, 50 and closer. He needs to be hitting those 50 and closer yarder. He's missing a 40-yarder, 50-yarder. I mean, it ain't like he was kicking 60, 55, 60 yards, man. He was kicking stuff that he usually makes. Right. And he was curving. See that when kickers try to get too fancy, and what I mean by that, I always try to put a curve on the ball. Yeah. It starts outside and they expect for it to curve in. And maybe he's just working on something, I guess. I don't know. But look, man, just kick it straight on and be done with it, man. Just quit being cute. So it looks like he's working on something new or something different, trying to make that ball curve, man. I'm not happy about it. Go with what works. go with what works,
What
or
works. That's what I always
you
do.
know, or you just gonna, you just gonna find yourself kicking for somebody else.
Yes.
So who do the Jets play this weekend, Lou?
It's the battle for bragging rights, Jets Giants.
Woo, that's right. You were talking about that about a week ago.
That's gonna be a good one.
A rivalry game.
Yeah.
That's gonna be.
Yeah.
But the Giants, man. I mean, what what's going on with their quarterback? I heard they talking about getting rid of him. He's
if he
what's his
doesn't do
name?
well this year, he's gone. This is a make or break year right here.
I mean, in the preseason, I know it's preseason, but damn, man, he looked just as worse as Purdy. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Another Mr.
I mean, that's what preseason sport though. And that's why it's upsetting not seeing your players out there, because you want to see if they're gonna suck. You want them to suck in preseason. You don't suck in first game.
If you suck in
preseason,
you won't be able to make it to the regular season.
Yeah, that's true. But
I think
Brock Purdy was horrible.
I'll put it this way: Daniel Jones is no Eli Manning. Okay, Eli, of course, was miserable in the regular season, but he did manage to get better in the postseason and won 2 Super Bowls. But I'll put it this way: Danny Dimes is nowhere near close to that. He is not going to give this team a Super Bowl. He'll barely give him a playoff.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
And you have no Saquon Barkley
at all.
The only thing he's good. He's a good runner, but that guy's just his decision making, man, it's just questionable. 1 minute he looks all world, then the next minute it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, everything broke.
Kind of look like Zach Wilson, but anyway,
don't go there. Yes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hack that.
Yeah. So we'll definitely, if I definitely be trying to watch that game, man, to see what goes on there.
At your own risk.
Yeah. So and just real quick, guys, while we're talking, I may miss this next week. So I don't know if you guys heard, going back to college football, they said the SEC has announced its set of tiebreakers for the year, basically with the addition of Oklahoma and Texas, and the SEC has eliminated the divisions. All right, so it's 16 teams. I don't know why I would have kept it, just had 8 teams apiece and just split them down the middle. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
I don't see what's so tough about that move, but now they just got it. Yeah, I don't, but in the event of a tie between teams competing for a spot in the SEC championship game, which is very likely or realistic. Tiebreaker is going to roll down to head-to-head competition between tied teams if they played each other, or record versus all common conference opponents among the tied teams. So that's just saying that if there's a tie between Georgia and Alabama, then what did they do against, if they both play Auburn, which they do play Auburn, then what happens? So if Georgia won and Auburn lost, if Georgia won and Alabama lost, then Georgia would get the tiebreaker because they beat a common opponent.
Right.
Yeah. Or there's a third option.
This was interesting.
Yeah.
The what? Let me see. There's cumulative conference winning percentage, record against the highest best placed common opponent, and scoring margin.
Okay.
And the last one is which is weird that I don't understand, is something called a random draw of the tied teams. I don't know what that is. That's a weird thing right there.
Yeah, well, there was one you left
yeah,
out.
that's going to be interesting.
There was one you left out.
Yeah. Which one? I got all
Both coaches
7 of them.
both coaches take pistols at 10 paces.
Oh well, yeah, that's in the fine print.
Yes. The very fine print. You gotta look at the microscope to read it.
That's the fine print right there.
I got one little rant
So
before anything else happens. I got one little rant.
yeah,
They're making changes to NFL Countdown this Sunday, and I'm not happy about it because guess who they're getting rid of?
NFL. Who did they get rid of?
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I'm
Oh,
thinking.
yeah, that's right.
RG3.
Oh,
RG3.
yeah, I did. Yeah, I heard about
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
And my girl,
yeah, I heard about that.
thinking.
Yeah, Sam Ponder. But yeah, because I remember when Sam was doing college football game day back in the day.
Yeah.
Right.
And
she did this for 11
yeah.
years. Are you people out of your minds?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Lee Corso still hanging in there. But
oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Don't even get me started with that. But
right.
I mean, why? I didn't understand that move either, Lou. I thought he was doing a great job actually.
And Sam's one of the best reporters there is. I mean, I love watching her on Sunday Countdown.
Yeah, she did do a damn good job. I agree with you, Lou.
That's what ESPN should get a personal foul.
She was good. She was she was good. She was solid. But I thought that RG3 was growing into his own too. Once he got comfortable. I mean, then he was more fun to listen to. But
I mean, look, they're better than Skip Bayless, that's for sure.
Oh man, Skip.
Sorry.
Man, check this out. Check this out. I know we're running out of time, but the current SEC teams have won a combined 14 of the past 19 national championships. Let me repeat that. SEC teams have combined to win 14 of the past 19 national championships. Only 6 different schools in the SEC has won championships in football. That's Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, LSU, and Tennessee. I know it's been a while for Tennessee, but Tennessee, since the start of 1977 season. That's mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing. I'm gonna let that sink in. So I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna put that on the Bread and Hover group page tonight. And because we have a couple of Big Ten fans. We have a couple of Big Ten fans in the group. Specifically, Ohio State fan is in the group. And I know they're not going to respond to it, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. So yeah, I just thought it was just interesting. That's all. Yeah. So guys, check it out. It's our time. Lou, take us home, sir.
All right, Enhanced Sports Show rolls on through Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Number is 512-543-4662. Once again, 512-543-4662. We're still dealing with Major League Baseball as they go on to the final month of the season. We're going to do, of course, our college football predictions week by week. We'll still have NFL football. We're going to do, it's a big week for the Little Leaguers, so we're going to cover the Little League Championships this weekend. I've always enjoyed it, the American Championship game and the American International Championship on Sunday, so we're going to cover that as well. The list came out for the WBC Classic for 2026, so we're going to go through that by each division, assuming I have time for everything. And, of course, regular features, the Ridiculous Honor of the Week, Sports Trivia, This Week in Sports History. Oh, of course, the finals of the NFL preseason. And the Feel Good Story of the Week. By the way, next week the show will be on Sunday, September 1st instead of August 31st, but the show is at the same time, 4 to 6 p.m. So if you
Gotcha.
forget, you might want to write that down. It'll be Sunday,
Yes.
September 1st. No, it's not a permanent switch, fellas. It's just
Okay.
1 week
Okay,
only.
just that one.
Okay, good. Okay, just that
okay,
one.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
It's just
got
that
it.
one.
No,
Okay.
I'm not doing on NFL Sunday football. What are you, nuts?
Oh, man. I got you, Luke.
That's before the Sunday night football game as well, which was another reason why I did that in the afternoon.
Gotcha. Excellent.
Got it.
Excellent, man.
Cool.
So
Excellent.
remember,
Excellent.
September 1st instead of August 31st, same time, 4 to 6 p.m. on the Eastern time zone.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Luke. Appreciate it, man.
But this week is normal. This week is normal.
Yep. We got you.
We got you, man.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And if you think my jokes are bad in this show, what do you hear me on mine?
Oh my goodness. I have. We're not everybody's not ready, Luke. Everybody wasn't ready.
All right, fellas. No, good night.
Good night.
Good night, Luke. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, on that note, we see y'all next week, 9 o'clock. Brad and Hogan Show. Till next week, speak on it.
Speak on it.